The date is September 24th, 2023, and we are 1 month away from our due date. Since we kind of took a pretty extensive social media hiatus this past year, we thought we'd try our best to kind of recount exactly how we ended up here on a homestead in the southern Appalachian Mountains, pregnant with our second child. So let's start from the beginning. During the lockdown of the pandemic, Elliot and I decided that we wanted to make a pretty radical change for ourselves and for our newborn daughter, Uma. So we decided to quit our jobs and sell our house and travel around the US. And our objective was just to be free, to wander around and wonder about, and eventually to find land that we felt called to, as well as a community that we felt connected to. And it's important to note that we had a very collective dream of making a living off of our online storytelling and through here on YouTube. We started out camping in wild places, just kind of pitching a tent wherever we found free dispersed camping spots in national forests. And thank God we ended up upgrading to a van at one point. And yeah, you can watch the videos. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was also hard. And as Uma came more fully into her toddlerhood, parenthood became a lot more challenging on the road. And plus we just weren't making the money like we had hoped we'd be making. And yeah, we were at a crossroads. It was in those darker moments that we began to question, kind of like we did during that initial lockdown, what are we doing? What do we want to be doing? What should we be doing? And so it was then that we just really randomly decided to reach out to this family we found on an organic farming website. They invited us up, and so we just drove all the way to North Carolina, and it was there that we met Mallory and her husband Josh and their 3 unschooled children. We really immersed ourselves in the experience, and as the days went by, this strange reciprocal relationship developed pretty quickly, both with the land in the mountains, but also, most importantly, with Mallory and her family. And things just felt home, and we felt a closeness, or I don't know, sounds strange to say, but this divine calling from our next daughter. And through these tender, vulnerable discussions, we learned a few things about Mallory, one of them being that for the months prior to us arriving, her body had been actually craving pregnancy, even though she knew that she was done having children. And all of it just felt very, very serendipitous, and it's kind of impossible to describe the magic that happened, but it wasn't long after when Mallory offered to be our surrogate. And from there, the trajectory of our trip was dictated by that very defining moment. So we found ourselves a perfect little home, this 100-year-old cottage on a couple of acres, and we began the process of creating life, both in the garden as well as in Mallory's belly.
Okay, so have your little embryo picture right here.
And we had this dream of sharing our surrogacy journey and the whole homestead transformation with you, but then I don't know, life happened, and just for the sake of our health and our well-being, we had to just unplug and check out. But here we are now, a year later, in a much better space, feeling inspired to share. We had been recording lots of things this past year, and we were really, really excited to make this whole video showing our full journey. And we were going to share that video with you today, but our computer fully crashed on us, and we aren't sure if we can retrieve those files. And the whole thing has just made us feel very depressed and very angry, and we were tempted to just not post a video this week. But then we said, let's rise up and give what we can, and yeah. So we're just going to have to offer what we have for you right in this present moment on this very early fall day in the mountains. I hope you enjoy it. I turned our wall heaters on for the first time last night. It's so weird just talking to myself outside with the camera in my face. So it's like the middle of September,
And honestly, up in the mountains, we had a pretty warm August. So it's really nice that things are cooling off a little bit. And fall lasts for such a long time up here. But last night, it got pretty chilly, and we turned the wall heater on for the first time in our bedroom. It's like waking up to sweater weather. And it really has me reflecting on, we're like a month away from the year anniversary of buying our house, or getting the keys and moving into the house rather. And you know, when we first were buying this house, it was sort of we were gonna film it and document it, and we were so excited to show up as like homesteaders on YouTube. And I don't know, by the time we were closing on the house, we just felt so, all the juice we had to fill cups was all used up in different cups. And I mean, basically we bought this house and we had been filming YouTube videos for years, and it just was making us some money, but not even enough to cover our mortgage, let alone all of our other bills. So we moved in October, and then on December 1st, I started working, and I really love, I work as a hairdresser in a little hair studio in town, and I really, really love it. But you know, it was a big adjustment, because we thought by the time that we were going to be buying ourselves a homestead, that our online storytelling and creating video was going to be what really funded that, and that we were going to be able to really commit 100% of our time and energy to here, you know. And that's not what happened. In a lot of ways, I think that is a good thing. Certain things got neglected, like this berm in front of our house. I thought this was going to be a cottage-y style garden, but it just didn't get prioritized. And I don't know, you know how these things go. It's like every day I would pull up to the house and see it here neglected and feel tired from work, but also feel a little bit of shame that this thing that is important to me was looking like this. I really struggle not being hard on myself for not being able to do more, so I've been really practicing giving myself, you know, grace and gentleness. As I was putting the camera down to work on this berm that I've been neglecting, kind of feels full circle in the sense that here I am on the homestead filming a YouTube video, working on the homestead, and I don't know, it's kind of fun to be, I mean, it's really fun to be back in this space. It feels really natural the last couple of weeks, and you guys have been really celebratory of our presence and being back here, and feels vulnerable, intimidating, maybe having to move through all those emotions again, and making sure that it feels good to be continuing to check in, that it feels really natural to be back and sharing. And so far it genuinely has. I mean, it does take time. Like, it's my day off and I'm doing this stuff, but we're also having to film and edit and come up with concepts. But that's what me and Matt love to do. We love to collaborate together. We met collaborating on a short film, and it honestly is like us at our best, getting to be co-creators and storytellers and making art with each other. And I'm so happy that we're not relying on this space to earn us a living anymore, and I think it's allowing us to create for fun. But I can't help but start to dream what it could be to have this sharing. I keep gesturing at you. It would be a true dream, like a dream come true for me and for Matt and for our family, to have this be something that we could pull off, and for us to grow an audience and to commit more fully to the homestead and documenting that journey, and to raising our kids and being able to both be here and more available. It's pretty far.
Even another time.
Uma. Uma, Uma, Uma. Uma, Uma, Uma. Are you gonna try the chili?
No, yuck.
Yuck. You're definitely not a Nebraska girl. Where do you live?
I'm in Carolina.
North Carolina?
Oh, sorry. Wait, come a little closer.
Closer?
There.
All right.
Actually farther.
All right.
There, yeah.
I'm ready. Ooh, that was good.
Go farther.
All right. I bet you can
A little bit more farther.
a little further. I bet
There.
you can do it. Watch out, chicken. Good to you.
Throw it to me.
No, we need you need
I'll catch it. I'm really good.
You need 2 hands.
I can do it with one.
Let's
Watch.
see. Oh. In our
Wait,
spots,
you need actually just do that.
spread out. All right.
No, you need to in a pot,
All right,
remember?
sorry, I just thought maybe it'd be easier to aim if I get a little closer. Ready?
Yeah.
Sorry, too low.
Oh, you messing us up!
I'm sorry, I'm trying my best.
Everyone messing it up! You two messing it up!
Come on, we're all just a little rusty.
What are you doing? Hey, go away. Oh my god, I wonder if she gets it.
Get him.
Okay, I have precious cargo in my hands right now. Uh-oh, we got too many chickens out, Uma. You better go scare them back in there.
Get over here!
Okay, that's too much and not helpful.
Oopsies. Wait, I think we're supposed to be scaring them back.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way. You're just freaking them out. All right, I'm gonna make some chili and cinnamon rolls.
All right.
My cinnamon roll!
Love you.
Love you too.
Feeling better?
Yeah,
Me too.
I am actually. You know, it's funny, like a task like that berm, for the amount of energy I use thinking about how I wish it didn't look like that. It only took like 2 hours to get mostly cleared. Yeah, baby?
Emma, you can run and me try to get you.
I'll do it one more time.
Go.
Okay.
Run.
I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you!
You did get me. Our can opener just broke and we're gonna need that for dinner. So we are going to text our neighbor, who shall remain anonymous, and see if she has a can opener that we can borrow for 5 minutes.
You just said we're gonna keep her.
Hey, bleep!
Hi, this is Matt, your neighbor. Okay, awesome. I'm just gonna send Uma up probably to come grab it from you, if that's okay. Will you go grab it for us?
So
Right
we can
now?
get dinner started? Yeah, go grab it.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
They go all on my own. Goodbye.
Bye, see you soon.
I had to come out here because the lighting was not good in the kitchen. Elliot needs
I don't like that ugly, ugly lighting for filming.
one little crispy leaf has fallen on the ground and you can like feel fall in the air, and it makes me so nostalgic, and it reminds me of Nebraska, and it also reminds me of last year when it was fall time and we had a cabin and we were kind of pretending that we had a little home and we were making all sorts of yummy foods, and one of the combinations that we do in Nebraska is chili and cinnamon rolls, and it actually created quite the dialogue of like what people like to do in the fall, and people thought that was strange, was cinnamon rolls and chili. I heard people do like, what was it, like chili?
Well, how about you guys tell us in the comments what you do with chili?
Yeah, yeah,
Are those homemade?
yeah.
Also, if any of you guys know what kind of bulbs I should be getting to make it not feel like a surgical room in here, but also not make it look too orange, give me the deets on the bulbs. Because that ain't it. What'd you say?
I'm not a very good swimmer. It will like suck you down, will it?
I don't think so. Seeing that rainbow. Where are we?
Right now we are at the location that our surrogate wanted us to host the Blessing Way. So now it's our new favorite spot until we find our next new favorite spot.
What is the Blessing Way?
So the Blessing Way, it's like kind of like a baby shower in the sense that you're celebrating, you know, this baby that's arriving, but it's really focused more specifically on the woman that's carrying the baby, the person that's carrying the baby. And so we really got to just celebrate what Mallory is doing in terms of being this vessel or this portal for our next daughter. So we woke up and then we gathered some food, and Elliot made this nice spread, presented this nice spread for everybody, and gathered all these flowers from our garden, lots of dahlias, and people just showed up one by one, and we just were having good food and good conversation, and the kids were being really sweet and swimming around, and that already in itself was like pretty wonderful. But then a group of us gathered up on a rock and we got in a circle, and our friend Jen kind of guided us in this blessing way, and it just allowed us to be really vulnerable, and we called upon our mothers and our grandmothers and our ancestors to bring Mallory strength and to invite them into the space. And we collected straw flowers and we put intentions into them to create a flower crown for Mallory to wear when she's pregnant, and other people offered some gifts that were symbolic. Yeah, everyone just kind of shared stories and really celebrated and championed around Mallory for this like amazing thing that she's doing. And they also celebrated us. One thing that our friend Jen did was put a bowl and she filled them with jewel weed, and each person poured the bowl with water to kind of symbolize the overflowing of support that we have here. And she offered us to pour it into the river as kind of a symbolic way of saying that we belong here, that this land is our home, and that we're welcomed here and fully immersed into this community and this land. Suddenly it's like, yes, we know that our baby is arriving in a few weeks, but suddenly we were like, our baby is arriving in a few weeks. Like, our baby is here. She's almost earthside. She's like right there in Mallory's belly. And we watched Mallory like swim around and walk around in the waterfall, and she said she was reflecting on like Mother Mary and how Mother Mary was essentially like the first surrogate to ever exist. And I don't know if you can top an act of love like this. And you know, someone at the ceremony mentioned that like it's one thing to talk about doing good things, and it's one thing to do good things. And so to just witness Mallory there be this earth angel, this vessel, this portal, this like selfless human being to give us such a wonderful gift.
Here we are, swimming at the river where we had our blessing way. We've cried here, we've laughed here, we've shared stories here with new friends, new community, these people that have just embraced us in a way that I could have never imagined. I thought it was going to be a season of loneliness moving to a new place in the world, but like, I cannot explain how right it feels to be here, and seeing this beautiful community all around us, all these people, just reminds me I'm like right where I'm supposed to be right now, and that is just such a gift. I couldn't ask for more right now. I really couldn't. Love you guys. See you next week. Thanks for watching our YouTube video. Hit like, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to make this our job. Anyways, bye. Love you guys. Take good care of yourselves.